Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to talk a few things that usually they say a viral infection is always accompanied by a bacterial infection in most of the times. The infection is viral, but the medicine given is for bacteria. Let us see why it is like that. For viruses, there is no medicine as such. Our immunity itself is like a medicine. So itself, doctors and everyone are telling to develop our immunity from inside because there is no such prominent medicine for viruses. Usually this viral infection is accompanied by secondary bacterial infections. Why? That is because viruses that causes so much tissue damage that it creates an environment conducive to a foothold for bacterial infections. So this is the reason why. And these viruses, they affect our lungs, that is respiratory viral infections, leading to secondary bacterial infections and increase host immunopathology through the overproduction of inflammatory cytokines. This is the thing. And now let us see the characteristics of viruses and the characteristics of bacteria. What is the difference? Virus as such, it cannot reproduce. Means it is just like it needs a host body to multiply. As such, it cannot. Whereas bacteria, it does not require any host thing. One becomes, as such, it becomes 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, like that. But virus, it has only a protein and a genetic material. Protein coat and a genetic material. The genetic material may be either DNA or RNA. RNA viruses, they are soluble in soap solutions. So hence they say that you should frequently wash with soap because this RNA molecule is soluble in soap. Therefore, they say that you should frequently wash with soap solutions. So this is the reason. So let us see. Viruses, as such, they cannot reproduce. Means since it is having just a protein and a genetic material. Genetic material may be either DNA or RNA. Only these two things it is having. It is just like a thing. Means it has both the characteristics of living and non-living. As such, it cannot reproduce. But once it enters a host mechanism, it reproduces massively. So let us see how. Virus, it needs a host to be alive. It needs a host mechanism. Host may either be a human, it may be another bacteria, or it may be plants, etc. So usually this virus, this affects lungs. So that is the special host region for viruses. So let us see in lungs what it does. Our cells, this viruses affects our cells and it in turn it kills the host cell, leading to massive reproduction. So viruses, it attacks the DNA of our cells. Viral DNA in turn controls our own cells' DNA. It is just like hijacking process, like that. That is the role this virus is doing in our body. So what it does, it replicates inside our cells and damages our own cells. As I said, in bacteria, it is just like doubling. Bacteria, it doesn't need any host. It itself in the environment, it can reproduce. Like 1 bacteria becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, 8 becomes 16. Like that, it doubles bacteria. But whereas this viruses, it needs a host mechanism. It needs a host to replicate. So what it does, this viruses, once it enters the host mechanism, it starts damaging the host cell. One virus, what it does, it affects one cell. In turn, it produces thousands to lakhs of viruses. So see the rate difference between the multiplication in bacteria and virus. See the difference. That is why these viral infections are usually, the doctors say that these viral infections are really dangerous. That is why, because it infects one cell leading to thousands to lakhs of viruses are produced. So this is too much for our body to withstand. So usually this viral infection, as I said, there are no medications as such, because there is no specific drug for virus. But the secondary bacterial infections can be prevented by giving antibiotics. So what are these antibiotics? Antibiotics, they kill bacteria, but they are useless against viruses, such as which cause this cold and flu. Only for viral infections the symptoms could be treated, but this virus, our body itself should fight, and our immune system itself should fight against this virus. Only the symptoms could be treated with medications, but as such there is no direct medication for viruses as such. So in severe cases, the doctors will give antiviral drugs, and the best thing is vaccination. This is all about this viruses. Okay then. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.